Louisiana Beer Reviews Heavy Seas Loose Cannon India Pale Ale. It's got a skull with hop cones exploding out of it. Skull with an eye patch. Okay. Introduced in 2004. This Heavy Seas series became so popular they changed the name of the company in 2010 to Heavy Seas Brewing. It was called Clipper City from 95 to 2010. But for over 10 years it's been Heavy Seas. They're in Baltimore County, Maryland, right outside the city limits of Baltimore, and they're in the same area of the county where the Guinness Brewery, United States Brewery, is located. Well, I bought this on the west, that's on the east side of the city. I bought this on the west side of the city at a liquor store along just north, not along, but just north of US Highway 40. And I saw it and I heard about different, well, okay, I just pulled it off the shelf. I saw Loose Cannon, I didn't know anything about it, and I pulled it off the shelf. I said it might be good. Best by October 26, 2021. But I had heard, when I saw it was Heavy Seas, I said, I heard a lot about Heavy Seas, and people have asked me over the years, what do you think about Heavy Seas beers? And I said, we can't get them in Louisiana. I've never tried them. So I bought this on a road trip in July 2021, going to Chattanooga, Tennessee, not finding anything special as far as craft beer at all, but didn't have a lot of time to shop there. Baltimore, Maryland, Baltimore County, Maryland at least, and like I said, I did get to shop there in Catonsville. Didn't do any stopping in the city limits of Baltimore. Went to New York City, but I didn't have any time to do beer shopping. We got caught up in that tropical storm, and the interstate highways were flooding, and it was. We did get to go to Michael Komaroff's home in Brooklyn, New York, and taste a bunch of interesting beers. 5 different beers we got to taste. We missed the first part of the tasting, but that was enough. I was driving anyway, so it was enough to try 5. Little samples of 5, but it was very interesting. So on the road back through Tennessee, I stopped and saw some other, and in Virginia and Tennessee along the highway, just stopped to take a break. I found different craft beers, so that was good. It's golden, like a traditional early 2000s India Pale Ale. The classic type American Pale Ale. It's clear, I guess. Or maybe it's more like translucent. I see a lot of fierce bubbles in the middle. Thick soap, would be a thicker head, but pretty thick soapy head. I don't know how the lacing is going to be. I don't have a feeling it's going to be too heavily laced. Yeah, hop oil, a little caramel aroma, white bread crust, all the things you expect. This is their flagship. So 7.3, they don't list the IBUs. It's a big seller there. So like down here, Abita, Amber would be the big flagship for Abita Brewing, plus their Purple Haze, and then St. Arnold, their big one is, I guess, the Lawnmower, and Parish, Canebrake, and so on. The company's got their flagships. All right, so cheers, taste. And there's so many video reviews, it's going to take days to watch them all. Did I bring my notes? Forgot them. 3 types of hops. I think Simcoe is one. I think Citra is the other. And Palisade. I'm pretty sure that's what they were. I wrote them down. Citra, Palisade, and Simcoe. I put them in alphabetical order. Help me remember them. They just don't list the malts. They don't say some kind of pale malt. 90 out of 100 on Beer Advocate, outstanding. 97 out of 100 on Rate Beer, 95 in the style. And 73 on Untapped, which is pretty high for Untapped. bitter, not too bitter. Untapped saying it's like 43 IBUs. I don't know where to get that information. Seems higher, like maybe 55. .25% alcohol. Loose Cannon is hopped 3 times in the brewing process. Leader of the cannon crew, they call it. Can, bottled, draft, cask. 4 different offerings of it. Medium bodied, hop oil, hop resin, pine, white bread crust. Like I say, seems like around 55 IBU bitterness. Sweetness, moderate. 3 out of 5 sugar cubes at the most. That could be too high. 3.5 to 4 out of 5 hop cones. Crisp, dry finish. Kind of reminds me of the, and that was a lower ABV, but it reminds me of the Abita Giacomo. Reminds me of it in some ways. That one I think was more resinous and juicy. I don't know why they got rid of the original Giacomo. They brought it back as a hazy IPA. I wasn't too thrilled with that. The wrought iron IPA, which is supposed to be traditional from Abita, it's okay. I don't know, it seemed fashionable in southeastern Louisiana, or Louisiana in general, to hate on Giacomo IPA after a time period. Like it was more like old style IPA, and people were saying, hey, it's terrible. I liked it. This is very nice. Kind of simple though. A little, to me, a little on the bland side. I don't know why that would be. But it's a good flavor. When I think of, they say a double IPA, they were listing it as a double IPA on Rate Beer, I think. Extra IPA. I mean, when I was on the road trip, I bought 2 cans of Sierra Nevada Torpedo. They had 2 pint cans. It was a good price too, like 2 for $4. And this can't measure up to that. Those just so much more savory and floral bitterness. Those are just, in a blind taste test, I think they would destroy this. But that's just going by memory. I don't have enough of this or that. I don't have it. I can't do a blind taste test. So I like it. I don't see where this Rate Beer is a strange site because they have like abnormally low scores for a bunch of beers, and then some will have, to me, abnormally high scores. 97 out of 100 for this. I don't get that. Let's see, what can I do? I can think of a lot of traditional IPAs over the years I like more than this, but this is not to tear it down at all. It's good. I think it's good. There's just some kind of flatness to it, and I don't mean with the carbonation, just to the flavor. I'll go with an 83 out of 100, 8.3 out of 10. It's a good beer, but to me it's not anywhere close to excellent, and people might not like me saying that, and it's no kind of attack on Maryland or Baltimore or anything like that. It's just what I'm tasting. Just seems a little blah. That was a great liquor store. I can't remember the name, maybe Liquor Barn or whatever it was called, but just go down 40. It's the major highway through Catonsville. I mean, it's not like you're going to miss it. And if you're going westbound, you're going to see a Toyota, a diner, and then there's the Toyota dealership. Take a right. I think that's called, the road is called, not Russell Road, something with an R. But it's there's a Circle K, I mean a 7-Eleven convenience store and all there. to the right, go north, and you're going to see that first thing you get to on your right, you're going to see McDonald's. Right next to McDonald's, the liquor store. Easy parking, and of course I'll walk to it from the hotel. But yeah, they have a pretty nice selection. I found some very interesting items. I could have bought a whole lot more than I did buy, honestly, but I had limited storage space. So I was saying, where's Montgomery Plaza Liquors? I didn't see the sign for that. Maybe it went out of business. That was a pretty incredible place too. But anyway, there was a liquor store on 40, old, what do you call it, Baltimore Pike. It's like really, like literally, this is the modern route of the historically first United States interstate highway from the early 1800s. But that place was high. Every price was high. I said, ooh, no. Although they had incredible variety in there, can't argue with that. But this place, other place I'm talking about, just north of the road, was pretty sweet. Really, really great. And if I ever go back there, and I probably will one day, yeah, that's the first place I'm going. I'm going right there. So anyway, won't go back to that hotel, but anyway, that's another story for another time. Anyway, Les Allées Bon Temps Relais, a good beer. That's the best I could do with it. Good. And I'm going to end this review by saying, y'all, go to Baltimore, Maryland, and go see the Orioles. I've been there, what, 3-4 times at least 3 times to the Orioles Park at Camden Yards. Very nice.